Welcome into the Extra Point presented by American Jewelry. With two great locations in Mount Juliet and in Brentwood, the Ballou family has been doing diamonds and jewelry in the Mid-State since 1974, and they truly understand how overwhelming the jewelry buying process can be, but they know how to make it fun and easy for you. So check out their website, american.jewelry, american.jewelry, especially as we approach Mother's Day this time of year.
I love when we do these shows.
Yes. And now we're in a Moment's Peace Salon and Day Spa for another great Mother's Day opportunity. So, Zach, earlier in the week, Tennessee decided to terminate the contract of Chancellor Bev Davenport for a lot of different reasons involving communication. Then they put her as a communications professor, which is hypocrisy is running wild everywhere at the highest level of the University of Tennessee and their satellite campuses. But Zach, I want to ask you this question. What type of impact do you think this Bev Davenport situation will have on Tennessee athletics?
Well, I think that the expectations have to change. I think going 0-8 in a football season and having the worst season in football's history, that obviously sets things back. But this is a restructuring, and I think Tennessee fans, it's maybe a tough pill to swallow, but this is going to be a good thing in the long run. When any business or company or whatever, they restructure, that's for a reason, is because things haven't been right. And as a Tennessee alum for you understand that things haven't been right for a long time, but there's going to be that gap of 2 to 3 years where Tennessee fans are going to get upset, maybe because the result on the fields are not the same, but it doesn't mean that 5 to 6 years down the road that really what everybody wants for the University of Tennessee is competing for SEC East championships.
Yeah, it's going to be a trying time for sure. And if we rewind our calendars and go back to November and December when all hell was breaking loose in Knoxville, the firing of Curry after a disastrous head coaching search, and then the hiring by Bev Davenport of Philip Fulmer as AD, I think a lot of that needed to happen because it exposed a bad problem in the Haslams. Since then, we've got a new athletic director in Philip Fulmer in Knoxville. Then there's a new board of trustees as well. Now the chancellor is out. Joe DiPietro, the president, is on his way to retiring. So a lot of change is happening. And Bev Davenport, I think, bucked up against the Haslam family multiple times, including the firing of John Curry. John Curry was basically a Haslam puppet for the most part of what Tennessee fans are thinking. So I do think all of this mess was needed at some point. I compared it to the Game of Thrones Red Wedding. The Orange Wedding is just lasting months and months and months, and it might even go and last years and years, but it's needed to make things right. I don't think it has that big of an impact on athletics, honestly, because Philip Fulmer, stable as the AD, Jeremy Pruitt trying to rebuild football, Rick Barnes has men's basketball going on, Fulmer extended Holly Warlick as the women's basketball head coach. It's not exactly stable, but I think overall, if football's right and basketball's right on the men's side, Tennessee will be right, and they're in the process of having both of those that way.
Well, I think the most important piece everybody can agree is Jeremy Pruitt. The football program brings the money, and the money brings happiness. That's what will decide everything.
And that's today's Extra Point presented by American Jewelry here on A to Z Sports Nashville.com.